Yeah, Tony, just watching Brazil, just putting on a clinic here.
Yep, they're indeed putting on a clinic. Lots going on today in soccer. Of course, college football, the transfer portal making a lot of news. We've got news here as well from baseball with the free agent signing. So lots happening here in the sports. And like Neon Dion says, get in the portal, get in the portal. And the guys are getting in the portal. They know, hey, let's just show our cards. I love the honesty.
Oh, Tony, I got to tell you, it's ironic that you mentioned that because, yeah, there was a little bit of downtime with a short card today, and I'll just be honest with you. I watched the press conference with Dion. I watched his send off to at Jackson State with his team, and I also watched him greeting. Maybe I went a little overboard, but he's got his own social media team that follows him. You can see these uh, videos on YouTube, and I'm hot and cold on Dion sometimes, but if he came into my press conference like that, like he did at Colorado, I mean, it's sincere, it's from the heart, and it's proven that he is having success. So, a great opportunity for him and his family at Colorado. He laid out so many brilliant points as well why he's made the move to Boulder. If you got a moment, I'd encourage anyone to go check out those videos, especially the ones that came from his media team at those individual events, because he's a compelling figure and it's no joke.
No, absolutely. I did totally sincere. Very, very refreshing to see. All right, we're going to college basketball out your way. I think you can watch this on the Mountain West channel online. I couldn't find any national television, so it's San Diego State. If they had a better opponent, maybe CBS Sports would have said, "Okay, we'll put you on TV." But Troy's not a slouch anyway. But tonight we got San
Yeah,
Diego State here hosting Troy. San Diego State laying 16 and a half, total 137 and a half.
well, like Mindy said, Tony, it was a little bit slim pickings. And I saw some other videos out there. Ben started his college basketball series recently, so he had previews today as well. Ben's doing a great job on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel with the videos. So looks like he's getting involved with more college basketball as we head into conference play. So encourage everyone to check those out. Let me get into this one here. I just want to touch on it also, Tony, because it's the Aztecs out here visit with my home team. So Troy comes in. It's another bye game for San Diego State. They haven't lost a bye game in 4 or 5 years. Last time they lost one was 2018 against Brown. So they're inviting Troy, giving them some money here. But Troy, you said it, Tony, no slouch. Scott Cross has done a pretty good job since coming in. He's improved the team. The first year flatlined it a little bit off of the predecessor there, but improved each of the 4 years now in his fourth year. And Troy's averaging 81 points per game. That's 40th in the country. They did lose to Edwardsville on Saturday, but they're 3-0 as a dog, and they're getting big points here against the Aztecs. They defeated Florida State already this season. They did lose to Arkansas by 13 points, led that game with like 11 or 12 minutes to go. San Diego State, they lost to Arkansas as well, but by 2 points in overtime. I've got Arkansas rated very, very high right now. And one other team I have rated pretty high, Tony, is San Diego State. They dropped 7 spots this week to 24th in the latest coaches poll. They won't be that low when the season ends. San Diego State does have one tough game left on their non-conference play after tonight. They play St. Mary's before they get right into conference play. So with San Diego State being the obvious choice, I think, right now in the Mountain West, they will rise back up in the standings. They often get overrated a little bit, in my opinion. I follow the program closely, yet they've still had pretty stellar results when it gets to, even in the postseason, because we don't expect big things from the Mountain West, even though you talk about the 6 big conferences in college basketball. Then you take a dip down, but Mountain West is probably number 7 if you go by the KP rankings any way they are. And I think everyone can agree with that as well because of this Aztec program. Now, San Diego State, they're just 2-5 against the spread. Might be even tough to get this number tonight. They did have a couple of illnesses on the team going into this over the weekend. They also missed Tremel. He's got a turned ankle. So just a little bit of a bump in the road for a San Diego State team that, for quite frankly, Tony, this is unlike any other team they've had. Not that they might be better or succeed further than that some of the good San Diego State teams that got deep, but maybe they will because this team has offense. Sometimes they had to make do without any offense, but it's just so much experience on offense that San Diego State brings into this season. And they're also 27th in offensive possession. The quickness in their offensive possessions, that's unheard of. No Fisher team did that. No Dutcher team did that. All the San Diego State teams have been, anywhere from probably 125th or higher to upwards of 250th. That's offensive pace. Now they'll still slow you down. Right now they're 274th in limiting opponents' pace defensively. But like I said, Troy is putting up some points at 81 per game. So they're playing faster offensively. They have pretty good combination probably at guard tonight with Butler and Parrish. They'll have a pretty big advantage over Punter and Mohammed. Now, Phillips, he's pretty good player for Troy, but he's going to be matched up with hard-nosed Matt Bradley. Nobody likes to go up against Bradley, and Duke Miles, questionable for Troy. That kind of maybe what kept me off a premium here going over this total because Miles averages 14 a game, and he's questionable for Troy in this one. Troy, 255th, Tony, in effective field goal percentage allowed. So, and Troy does knock down some threes pretty well. They're like a hundredth in threes. So I've got it going over 137 and a half. Already lost about 3 points of value on the move higher. So can't recommend it necessarily as a premium. But San Diego State 5-0 to the over at home. Troy 4-1 to the over on the road. Willing to give it out here as a free play on Tony's picks on game day picks.
All right, Ramon here on Troy San Diego State over 137 and a half. There's a very experienced San Diego State Aztecs team, and although they are giving up some points around the hole, unlike other teams, it was very difficult to get shots near the basket. But again, there's a team that I think is gearing up toward offense, and we always heard about the situation with Ben Holland at UCLA. Pretty much the AAU coaches running them out because they didn't like that slow down style and they wanted the Lavin style, and that's what they want in West Coast basketball hoops. They want that fast tempo, exciting play, scoring, numbers bring dollars.
Yeah, San Diego State, they might be doing it. They can do it a little bit differently. I mean, they obviously have one of the strongest home court advantages, but they've always been able to attract a couple of key transfers. It's always kind of helped this program, and they basically have improved the program since building the on-campus arena, getting Fisher in there. It started, nearly 20 years ago, right, where they've kind of built that up and just transferred it to Dutcher. He was a coach in waiting. It's a perfect situation for him. So they do it a little differently. And right now, with the advent of the transfers, mentioned Dion and what he's going to have going, but it's helped San Diego State quite a lot. They're almost building all of this little situation here with the transfers, and that's really going to help them. And like I said, to fall 7 spots right now, yeah, they lost a couple of games, Arizona and Arkansas, 2 teams that are right there in the top group of teams as well. I gotta really think that San Diego State at 24th in the country is underrated at this point. They look to me well inside the top 20. Like I said, Parrish, Butler, Mensa. They will be without, I think, a couple of guys. Maybe A-Rob tonight and Trammell might not be in there. That kept me off the side. But once they get into conference play, I mean, they're not going to lose, but probably 3 or 4 games with Utah State, Boise. You got to figure the Lobos, Vegas will probably be the other top competitors there. It'd be a disappointment if San Diego State didn't win the Mountain West this season.
Colorado State's looked pretty sharp to start the season.
Say it again, Tone.
Colorado State.
Oh, good for them. Yeah, good for them. And Wyoming, they've got their star player. He's been in and out of the lineup, but he's certainly a first-teamer, all Mountain West, I'm sure, Maldonado as well. But San Diego State could have several on that team. I love, you mentioned those Ben Allen teams. I went to school with Chris Carlson, his longtime assistant, through NAU, Pitt, and UCLA. So I didn't have a problem with the way they were doing things. It just, as it turned out, they needed to move it more. They were trying to make it kind of regional at UCLA, and UCLA needs to make it national. So I get it. And Lavin found himself down here with the University of San Diego. So it hasn't quite worked out for him yet. They maybe had a slight bump in the road, a little disappointment. They'll be on track. But anyways, Tone, good game here tonight. Sorry you got to watch it on your iPad if you want to check it out.
No worries, no worries. I'll watch it on the iPad. That's cool with me. Troy San Diego State here going over 137 and a half. This one will have a start time here of 10 Eastern time. Mountain West Channel TV is pretty good. You don't need to log in. You don't need to create accounts. Just go in there
Oh,
and
come
they'll
right
free
up.
stream it. I love it. It's a great streaming service. So it's, again, you can just watch it on your iPad when you're watching Monday Night Football or some late night NBA or NHL. It's a easy to watch the games there, which I like a lot on that Mountain West online stream. Better than Mountain Channel. I mean,
Yeah, and if you have a little bit of handiness with your Fire TV sticks, I mean, when you go to that site, I believe it might be just one click away where that game pops up. You just might have to scroll with the bar a little bit. And if anybody does it like I do, with so many, a lot of the
yeah.
conferences do a nice job. The Northeast Conference, I think, does an excellent job with their coverage back in the New England area. So there are a lot of conferences doing the right thing. It's all about this media and the way we can present it now, and no excuses anymore.
Yeah, that's right. You can find it even if Fire Stick using the browser, the Silk browser on some of these Amazons. You can really watch. You could watch it there as well. So check it out there if you would. All right, Ramon, let's go over at Tony'sPicks.com for tonight's action. We're again really good results here in the NHL, but again, we'll put up the numbers from Ramon for this year for 2022. They've been impressive, showing great profit here. This year on the major sports. Actually, it's the full screen. I mean, I'll leave the full screen up there. Then we'll bring them on the camera here so you can see the full screen numbers here. Over that 3,200 units of profit NHL, NBA 1,700 units of profit. Had a great summer league, great NFL season, profitable at NFL and college football. During the NCAA regional was really on those totals. He was really on ahead of the curve here with these totals. Profited there. MMA, great results. Maybe check them out with those CFL videos. Great. A little bit of FIBA in the summer. Well, when there was a little bit of FIBA activity there. He had a winner there for you guys as well. So Ramon, we put the numbers up there. Really good. I'm not going to complain about eight NBA, Monday Night Football, and some hockey. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
That's right. We're gonna find, if anything, it makes it a little easier to focus. Maybe for a guy like me that I love a big card certainly, and I don't like to leave anything no stone unturned, even on a 100 game card. But tonight you can zero in a little bit, and I've got a 3 game package tonight. In the NHL, you mentioned the numbers there, Tony. I've got a 3 pack in hockey tonight, and keep that number rolling up near 3,300 units on the site here at Tony's Picks. Also, NBA Monday night 3 pack. Coming at you, up 1,700 units here on the site. And my Tony's Picks $15 play is on the Monday Night Football game. It's my discount best bet, so why not pass that one along for just $15? Use that profit guarantee and the promo code Tony T at checkout. I'm going to save some nice money on that. Come in there, real inexpensive game tonight. If you're unsure on the game between the Bucks and the Saints, it's a tough one, no doubt about it. You have the Saints; they've done very well in the past against the Buccaneers, but the Buccaneers have that defense tonight, kind of playing against some of the Saints' weaknesses, if you will. But we know Tampa Bay, for whatever reason, they can't get moving the ball on the ground. They sometimes have trouble a little bit in the red zone. So what's going to happen in tonight's game? If you're unsure, pick up my Monday Night Football best bet discount for that game tonight, Tony. So be a good week of action. World Cup still to come. We got big matchups ahead. I've played several games so far in Qatar, so probably still be in action. We've got big matchups left. How about England and France still to come? You got to figure this Brazil team is so hot. It'd be a great final, Brazil and France, but anything can happen. We'll whittle that down as we get through the next couple of weeks here, just 2 weeks away from the finals. So plenty of action. Don't forget all the bowl games. You've seen the lines. I've been busy, Tony, with these looking at these bowl lines that really are just starting to come out in mass right now over the last couple of hours, trying to determine who's in and who's out, right, Tony, in the transfer portal or anybody going early. But most
Looks like we might have lost Ramon momentarily. And he was going over his packages there. You got the brunt of it right there from Ramon Scott right now over at Tony's Picks. He has an NBA 3-pack going on right now, so get on board there with that 3-pack. Also in action with NHL Monday night, a 3-pack there. You see the great results he's put up this year in NHL and NBA. Of course, in action with the best bet from Monday Night Football. So we got three packages up there for you. All profit guarantee. Must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for side credits. That is profit guarantee. And of course, the longer term passes you see in yellow are not profit guarantee because they're sold at a massive discount. I mean, a really, really good value there. So, here we are on a Monday. I always like to talk about this 1 week all sports pass. Perfect for a Monday because you get all of Ramon's premium plays here for the week and the weekend, right? So you've got NFL here with Monday, NFL Thursday, NFL Sunday. We got Army Navy. We'll see if he's in action in Army Navy or also the FCS playoffs. So I know Ramon maybe look. Go ahead. You got something to say about that? Go ahead.
Well, you're right, Tony. Everybody held serve this weekend in the FCS playoffs. So I think I was close to pulling the trigger especially on one game. And all the big teams held serve. The top 8 seeds have advanced. You got South Dakota State, number 1. You have Sacramento State, number 2. North Dakota State's number 3 right now. And then my pick right now, if I can, I'll go out and say I like Montana State. They're going to be up against it, but I think the odds are right for Montana State. I got a couple of players there that I'm big fans of and friends of. Sebastian Valdez, a great offensive lineman, and Blake Schmidt of the defense from the Bobcats. So just want to shout those guys out. And Montana State, they're going to be taking on Bill and Mary this Saturday. So you got those 4 matchups: South Dakota State and Holy Cross. Sacramento State is playing Word, and North Dakota State just escapes me right now, Tony. But that's what I got off the top of my head for FCS. The best 8 teams have advanced. Check it out. Those games are in a tight window on Saturday. That's what makes FCS so great. You really 1 Eastern to 3 or 4 Eastern, you're done. Till 6 or 7 Eastern, you're done. And that's what we're going to see this week, especially with all these games kind of out where they belong, out here in the Midwest and Upper Northwest. Great teams, great games.
So those games, so we're down to the 8 teams remaining?
Yeah, 8 teams left. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
let me see here. It's Samford. North Dakota State is playing Samford. I should have got that one. They were in a crazy game for the second straight game. They beat Southeastern Louisiana 48-42 to advance. So it's
all right,
Samford
so we got
and North Dakota.
We're down to the Elite 8 here. So 4 games this weekend. Ramon's in action there. Maybe we'll get some coverage on the morning Steam show since there's only 4 games, and they'll probably be on the major networks usually. So I'm pretty sure Ramon, maybe not Mindy, but Ramon will have a pick from those. A video pick for you, maybe I guess maybe the Thursday show.
Anything you hint at, I usually will do it.
Yeah, that might draw some interest there, and you get some good viewership there for those, especially because they put them on the ESPN2s, on this time of the year. So guys, get on board there with that weekly all sports pass from Ramon. He'll be in action. FCS playoffs, Army Navy is a possibility as well. Of course, all his NBA for the week, all the college basketball for the week. Don't be discouraged by college basketball. Tomorrow, look at the card. Some really good matchups tomorrow and throughout the week. So sometimes it is a little light on the Mondays because a lot of the teams are in action on the weekend. So just remember, the bigger cards on Saturday and Sunday means sometimes you got the little smaller cards there on the Mondays. But we got a nice card coming up here. Some really good matchups on Tuesday. Of course, that'll be part of that 7-day all sports pass. All of Ramon's college basketball, as well as his NHL, World Cup soccer, as we're getting into these. We're in the knockout stages, hitting the quarterfinals after tomorrow. There's still tomorrow's knockout stage is still in the round of 16 tomorrow, and then it's the quarterfinal after that. So use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save 20% off. All right, Ramon, we've also put together a tour account for you over at Tony's Picks Ramon, and got that great show going on with you and Mindy and the community. Team Steam, it's the morning Steam.
Yeah, I got to pick up for you tonight over, I believe it is in college basketball with Kennesaw going up against Charleston Southern. That's my game over on Tony's Picks Ramon. Pick up another free winner there. I think 5 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, whenever we can get to it. I don't mean it like that. I'd do it every day if I could remember half the time. getting too old, Tony. But yeah, if and one thing I do remember to do is to wake up every day early out here on the West Coast, usually 2 or 3 in the morning, even earlier on the big cards. I prepare for my show. Tony, it seems like you do it so seamlessly, but I got to get up and get ready and take some notes and all that. So, joining Mindy every day, 9 Eastern, 8 Mindy, as I like to call it. That's Central Time there, and out here on the West Coast, 6 a.m. I like to say we're the first with the information on YouTube from all the gambling channels. That's kind of what I like. I don't mind the no sleep factor. Sleep later when we're not here. But join us each day. We went over the card today with NBA, with Monday Night Football, with NHL. We do hit college ball as well, Tony. When there's a good card, like there is tomorrow and Wednesday, I believe we do pick things up in college basketball. So Mindy and I, she's the executive producer of the show. She picks what we talk about. I just have to tag along for the ride and hope I make the right picks to get Team Steam going with a winning night as we go through our picks and also listen to the chat. We like the people in the chat to comment right along in real time and then include their comments for our dissected videos later where they can see their picks on our videos. It's not all about just Mindy and I picking the games. We want to see our chatters with a good record as well, and maybe they can do some handicapping along with us. So no, maybe we'll bring them on the air, Tony. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. The great contribution there with the committee team Steam. Check Ramon and Mindy out on the mornings here, Saturday through Thursday with the morning steam, 9 a.m. Eastern time, and post your picks in the comments during the show. All right, Ramon, of course, be sure to check out Ramon's best bets over at Tony's Picks. Use a promo code TONY at checkout. All right, Ramon, it's always great having you show. Keep up that great work. We'll talk with you again tomorrow.
All right, enjoy the game tonight. Thank you.